Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Real Cyprus, brought to you by Domenica Group. I'm Alexandros Tsangaridis.
I'm Kyriakos Charalambos.
And today we are talking with Karolina Leviska, the CEO of Neron Invest Group.
Hello, nice to be here.
Thank you very much for accepting the invitation. And Karolina, like always, before we start, if you could please take a few minutes to talk about you, your experience in the market, and what in general services you provide.
Okay. Now, as you know, I live in Paphos with my whole family, my three children and my husband. But originally I'm from Poland, and there we start our own business, a real estate company. What can I say? First time I met Cyprus 16 years ago, and from that time I fall in love. I feel something in this place very, very good. What told me that you need to be here, And yes, 3 years ago we decided to move here, but 8 years ago we start running business and invest here in Cyprus, because this is something what we do also for us and for our investors and friends.
Nice. And what was, let's say, what made you decide to move here? Because you said in the beginning, you were working with people from here, but then you decided that you wanted to live. And I'm guessing the question is also, why do we see so many people from Poland that are now more interested in a similar move?
For sure the weather and lifestyle, I need to say, but we miss it. We miss the sun, we miss the good kitchen and good vibes, because most of the year in Poland it's dark. It's raining, it's cold, so it's not nice really for everything for life. And I did it for my children, because I was looking for the place where I can give them good future, good education, language, English speaking. And I think that it was the most important for me. This is what I already said. And also, if you look at Cyprus, it's a safety country. And not only island, holiday island, but also place where you can live, you can run your business, and you can do everything and compare it together.
Mm-hmm. First of all, in here, we don't only say the good things. So whatever we don't like or whatever we say it, because we view it as a way to make things better, right? So we didn't sit here, three people, just to say how beautiful everything is. If there's something that needs to be improved, addressed, we need to address it. Because my next question would be, you are already here for a few years, not that many living, but more working with this place. Do you see it moving in the right direction? I mean, every passing year, do you feel that it's heading in the right direction or not? And what could improve to make the living experience or investing environment better?
Okay, so maybe first of all about the life in this, what you said about not only good things, but I see many good things, and that's why we are here still. But last few my experience show me that if it goes about the safety, it's changed. When I came here 16 years ago, it was really very safe country. I put my bag in the cabrio. I leave it open, and I knew that everything will be fine. Now it's changed because of I think that many people come here from abroad, and I see this also. Also, we see, for example, one of my clients now, he was here on the island, and they stolen watches and rings, so it showed that we need to be more careful, here. So this is one point which I definitely see that it changed from this, few years when I'm here, and I can see on my experience. But the rest, really, weather in January and February maybe, but the rest for me at the moment it's really good, and that's why I said I'm here with all my family.
So Cyprus was your first investment outside of your home country, or not?
Outside Poland, yes, it was first step, and I very often say, even on our YouTube channel, that it's like gate to the rest of the world, because as a Polish people, we It's something new for us to invest abroad. We invest in Polish market. We invest and use the loans and everything. We believe in this in real estate, but it's more comfortable for us to invest in your place. When you try to do it somewhere abroad, then it starts to be difficult. You need to know the law. You need to find the rules on the market. And that's why also we are here and we do this. We did it for this market for a few years before our first step. And now we know what is important to do it on the right way. Because as everywhere you can, invest, but also you can lose your money
Totally. And basically, you said something important, I think, because people from Poland are used to investing in real estate and it makes sense to them. And I'm guessing if you keep investing in only one market, you feel that, you're not diversified enough, your portfolio is not diversified enough, or maybe if there are not so many foreigners investing into a country, it means that the rate of growth, it's not as high as it would be. For example, here, a lot of the buyers are from abroad, hence the market is more diverse, hence you see a more steadily rapid growth. Is this, let's say, one of the things that, first of all, do you agree with me? Because I just said it, but does it mean I'm right?
It's not a fact.
Yeah. No, you're wrong. And is it like one of the important considerations, or would you say that safety is the number one reason why people invest, and less so the yield, the return?
This is what I see. They want, but sometimes they feel more what I said, comfortable to do it still in the place where they live. Yeah,
Makes
it's
sense.
easygoing case, but they want to do it, and I see that they open. Even this, what we do here, the podcast, that they can listen people who do it, who did it, who already show that it's easy case. Only you need to do it on the right way with the right people, and to know what to do step by step. Because when I came here first time, I saw that. Okay, I see here people from UK, I see people from, Israel and from different destinations. They invest here. They do the same what we do in our home, in our place. So why we cannot be here? Why we cannot use this place for us? And step by step, I understand it, and I understand that we can do it, and it's not so difficult. Yeah, we can buy as a Polish people. We can buy it here easily because not everybody can. Yeah, people from different destination, they have different rules. So for us, it's easy case to finally buy property. And this is what I see. The most difficult is to do this first step, to start. To understand how to do it, how to move, and how to do the right on the right way. Yeah,
That's true, because we see a lot of our clients from Poland that after the first transaction they are more eager to invest more. So it's not.
And it's not about the money; it's about the mentality more. Yeah, and we as a nationality, it's first, I don't know exactly how to say it in English, but we do it first time. Now, invest abroad. We are not people who invest from our grandparents. They didn't do it. It was difficult for us to go somewhere. Now we have money. We are able to do it, and we started to do it.
It's a remarkable job that you did in Poland in general, like the economy, the rate of growth. It's a really good job. At least I don't know how it is when you are there, but for us that we are seeing it from the outside, the results
now Poland is very strong, and the economy and everything. Okay, very rich people a few years ago they invest. But now only normal people who just want to diversify their portfolio. They want to protect their also business, because it's not only for real estate. It's also a good place for business. So they do it and they use it.
Alexandre, I know you have prepared a few questions and I
A few, yes.
monopolize the.
No, I'm just thinking that it's very easy to trust Karolina because she's walking the talk that you did the same. You did the same thing that you are selling, let's say. So you walked through the same
Very often I
process.
say also that I know how it is to my investors, and people with who I cooperate, that I understand this. I'm not a seller, but
Yes,
I
yes.
did it before, Our first property in Cyprus we bought 8 years ago, and it was really difficult for me. So
Yes.
I also understand how it is for them when they are coming now. All people want to sell. They looking on the internet. They want to choose, on the right way. They think that they will find something,
Yes.
cheaper. And I see, and I know what they have on their head.
Yeah,
So-
that's why this kind of, let's call them concierge services, they're
Yes.
very, very important for somebody, especially as you said, stepping out of their comfort zone, thinking
Yeah.
of investing for the first time abroad. So it's really good to have someone to consult to that has done it.
Yeah, because everywhere you have different law, different rules, and
Correct.
or you will know them and study and understand everything by yourself, or you will trust someone who know it already.
Yeah, because even if you study by yourself, at least I'm speaking for myself, most of the times I just think I understand something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Until I realize I never did.
It took me 8 years to know this what I know now, and to know the market and know the rules on the markets and also people. So it's important, I think.
So when investors enter a foreign property market for the first time, what are the most common blind spots they underestimate, especially for Cyprus?
I already explained few things, but I think that they are looking, for the best option, but they don't know how to do it. They are looking on the internet, they are looking everywhere, and it's difficult to trust someone, even to come to the developer straight to knock the door and say, hi, I need the best product for me.
Yes.
So I think that it's long story, but you need to catch something and find the right way. I know the market, how it works, that what is on the internet, it's not true always. So in my opinion, you need to find here the partner and trust him and know that he will help you to do it with right people, with right company and right way.
Yes.
Moment of silence because we're waiting for you to continue your interrogation.
So
Something more because it was,
yeah, of course.
Hmm?
I thought you wanted to elaborate on the.
No,
last-
continue
No,
on
it's,
your next point and we're gonna, don't worry, elaborate.
So for someone, for someone who already owns a property in their home country, what would be strategic reason to expand into a foreign property market?
Also
Besides the
this,
climate and besides the
yeah,
lifestyle.
yeah, yeah. If we are looking at Cyprus, also we can look at the economy about the business points. This is, in my opinion, a very strong place for Polish people. This that they don't want, to take big risk. To don't want they do the first step. It's good to do it on a company on the country, which will give them something similar what they have in their own company, not
In their own
company,
country.
country. So I think that Cyprus have many answers for them. The UA, the English language here, which is make also the place easy for them for communicate, for understand everything, the rules, also the law. It's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar for us. And but I think that the strongest point that they can be the owner of the property.
Okay.
It's not everywhere in the world.
That is a freehold, right.
So it's very important if you are looking at in Cyprus. So to diversificate, to do the first step, I think that it's really good move. I used Cyprus for my first move. Now we do it also in different countries, but it was the closest place for me to do it. Not in my place, only somewhere else. to
Obviously,
diversificate.
you brought your family as well, so
Yeah, yeah.
And I think connectivity is very important as well because now, you have so many flights
Yeah, yeah.
from Poland. It's easy. People
Yes.
can actually come easy to experience it themselves because we said many times it's different to come to a place as a tourist. It's different to come when you are thinking of moving. It's different to come when you are looking to invest. So you see the same things, but you understand them in a different way. You notice different stuff. And I think, even now, like, there are so many flights to different parts that
Many.
it just,
And cheap flights. Even
Yeah.
now, I was in Poland. I bought tickets for 18 euro.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
really,
Exactly.
it's really easy for us. And very often, I when people tell me, I don't want to buy property in one place because I like to be in different places. I like to go for holidays. But I said, okay, you can use it as your holiday home here, but you can invest. And when you are not here, you can rent it out.
Yes.
So this is one case. But then finally people see that, they can use this property even for weekend for them. They work, during the week, but it comes Friday and they can come here for 18 euro, for 2-3 days. So it's really very, very close. Yeah. And
that's one of the reasons that we started having this wave from Poland. The flights, I mean, I think we discussed that in a previous episode.
Yeah. And in general, like even and you see it even from the hospitality industry, like there was like a very strategic steps that we took as a country to enrich, let's say, the number of people that come from Poland, and so far it's working. Like some of the stats that I was reading, it looks like even the guys in Poland enjoy it, well, evidently. And have you noticed, because you just mentioned it, have you noticed a change in this trend, meaning more people interested in actually finding a place that they could picture themselves living into in the future?
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's also a long story because of the pandemic time. Everything what's going on in the world, the wars. Even Poland now we don't feel safe. Yeah, because we have war very close, and I see that people are looking for place for them, not only invest, because when you are running your own business, you know how to
Yes.
how to make money. It's about something more, about diversificate, about to protect money, and also about gate for you if something will happen.
Have a
And
plan B, yes.
yeah,
yes,
something
yes.
like plan B. But here we have different point, and they also looking for something what is ready, what is very difficult to find here on the market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
True.
So this is next case, and they need to understand how it works. That it's really very hot market, and if they want to buy something, it's not that they are coming
Yes,
here
yes.
and it's you have everything what you want. Only you need to be prepared for this. What you can buy.
I had a client, sorry to know.
Yeah.
I had a client yesterday that called me. He wants a 1-bedroom apartment to be ready to move in end of the year. We made 10 calls with our agents. Nothing. We even called a client that had his apartment delivered like 1 month ago. Are you interested to sell? There's nothing.
No, it's true. It's signs of also of a good market.
Yeah,
I'm talking about a
of
healthy
course.
market with all demand.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
same time, as we discussed previously, it also shows that we are doing something wrong on the supply side.
You think there's something wrong? I think that it's just that it's the demand is so big that you cannot keep up.
No,
Nobody can keep up. And we are one of the companies, much better than me, that we keep putting new projects out of the market like monthly.
Yes, but you should see it. And sorry, Karolina, because you want to say something, but yes, and just to say good things about my company, we do have about one project every month. It's true, but at the same time, what's important to understand is that for the past 2 years, especially, we have experienced very, very big delays in licensing new projects.
Yes.
Okay, and
It doesn't help.
It doesn't help, and it's because, for example, everybody's saying about, okay, let's fight rent increase or stuff. Supply actually fights rent increase, but what's important to analyze, just saying I have 100 units new in the market and I have demand for 100 units only says part of the story.
Yes.
The whole story should be what is the demand for in terms of prices, types, etc., and what is the supply for in terms of demand, prices, etc. And at this moment, what we feel is that the market is not completely at sync. New projects are not always where most of the demand,
Yes,
a lot of the demand
Yes,
is.
yes,
One,
yes.
and two, the fact that it takes longer than what it used to release to get new licenses makes things even more challenging. That's my point. But
And here I wanted to say,
Yeah.
it's a good moment because it's also, if investors listen us, it's also a good moment for them, yeah? Because
totally.
if we know that it's big demand, and we know that price is growing up, so it's good for investors, and they can also put some money and use this place to invest, yeah? Typical to invest to
Totally. But what you said earlier, that more and more of these people look at it not just on another investment place, but somewhere that they could see themselves into. I believe that that's even more, let's say, advantageous for the market. That
Yes,
actually
yes,
paints
of
an even better picture, because at the end of the day, net household increase is what you want. Not just people investing and going, but people that actually, a lot of them end up living here.
Yeah.
And that's how you build a healthy market.
And it
When
changes
they are
the
buying,
whole,
they want to keep it. They don't want to sell it.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
This is
exactly.
something. Even what I see, some of them, they are thinking about running business, flipping and everything on the beginning. But finally, when we deliver the property, they are thinking, no, maybe I will keep it for me. So it's also very often, yeah.
So, Karolina, what due diligence process do you personally follow before recommending an overseas property to one of your investors?
In my opinion, this, what you already asked me, it's the most important thing, yeah? Because very often we think about property, but it's not everything. I think that it's on the end. First of all, we need to choose, the right place, right? Partner, like developer, if it's property of plan, yeah? To feel comfortable that he will deliver the project, yeah? And the rest, that we will have good support, good lawyer, yeah, who will check and protect our business. So I think that it's really, we should think first about it, and on the end about the property, because we can do not a good move, and maybe not lose the money, but
Yeah.
It's important because, like you see, it's the same in construction. You said it. You come and you have different expectations. The rules are not exactly the same. The law is not exactly the same. And in the beginning, you don't know where to look at. And okay, obviously, you guys did it. I'm sure that in the beginning, when you tried it, not everything went smoothly.
No.
You had to fail
Of course.
to learn, etc., etc. And that goes the same with the developer that you will choose, with the lawyer. So it's important to know that somebody. And I think that's why you guys are quite successful at what you do back in Poland, to know that somebody with experience can guide you, because you need somebody to basically take what you know and put it in the right framework. I remember one of the first times I was in Poland, I realized that a lot of the developers there, they deliver properties on what they call developer standards, which basically means that they don't install, say, the flooring, the finishes, etc.
It's different world.
Yeah, not everywhere, of course, but it's one of the things that I realized while talking to people, that it was, say, one of the considerations. So yeah, for me, it is important to follow the right path, and because I do follow a lot of your work that you guys do on YouTube and stuff like that, I think it's because you basically tell your story, like what you did wrong, what you did right, how would you do it if you did it again. And I saw
we did many mistakes,
No,
it's normal, yeah, but it's our lesson, yeah. That's why we know now what someone who start should do first, yeah. And also, for example, you said about Polish market. In Poland, we have 5 years guarantee from developer. Here, it's different, yeah. So it's really very important to choose a good partner on the second side. And also, you probably see the same. I see many new developers investors who just think that, they will buy land, put money, and they will build something nice. But then we have everything what is after delivery. Yeah. I said always when that the property growing, when we have everything, that someone take care of the property, and that it's still alive even after the delivery. And
it's true.
People need to understand that this is important.
And we've been doing this for 65 years, obviously not myself, as Domenica Group, I mean. And we've been on the ups, we've been on the downs, and it's true when things go well, everything feels easy. The thing is, how would you go in 5-6 years if your client asks you to go and help with something? My honest answer is that if you don't, in a small place like Cyprus, like Paphos, you just don't survive. Not 65 years, you don't survive 5. But anyway, yeah. And then, by the way, competition is good. It's bad competition that is not good. But if there is no competition, that's typically a bad sign. So as a closing remark, what's your view, let's say, for the years to come? Do you think that the demand from Poland for Cyprus is going to keep up for the next 1-2 years? I'm not asking you to become an oracle, let's say in the short term.
I believe yes, because it showed even last year that people open eyes and they start to do it. So they choose, they are choosing Cyprus, also different destination, but they are open to invest abroad. So this is the most important.
Excellent. A piece of a vote of confidence for our country. Have you brought gifts?
Of course.
Of course. It's one of his favorite moments.
This for you.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Us, Domenica Group, and the podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. We wish you the best.
Thank you for invitation, and I hope that
it will be the best episode
next season. Why not?
maybe next.
See how it went actually. How 2026 was. Yeah.
Want to say goodbye for the first time?
Yes. Thank you very much for watching.
Thank
you, Karolina, for being here. Thank you, Alexandre, for doing the hard work so we can look good. And see you on the next episode. Thank you.